Hi, my name is Marshall Beatty. I'm a BASF seed agronomist for Missouri, and today I'm going to talk about soybean growth and development. It's important to know how you stage your crop during some of the most important times in reproduction, and what time is best to apply a fungicide. As you know, soybeans go through vegetative into reproductive state, and the critical times to start looking at your crop to stage it is R1, where you have at least one flower on any node. Then there's R2, there's an open flower at one of the two uppermost nodes. And then R3 is beginning pod. Pods are 3/16 inch at one of the four uppermost nodes. Now, why is that important that you know the stage of the crop? Well, during pod development from R2 to R5, that sets the stage for seed filling, R4, R5, and R6. And at R3, beginning pod, this is the critical time to have your fungicide application on, because 70% of the flowers will typically abort on soybean, and any stress during that period will definitely affect yield. You want to set the stage of that crop is protected at R4. This is absolutely key, because this stage is the most crucial period of seed yield, and any stress from R6 to R4 is reduction at any other time in yield. So I kind of look at this as insurance. Let's say you had a brand new pickup truck and you got in a fender bender. Would you want full coverage or liability? I think most would want to have full coverage. That's the point of really staging it and applying it R2 to R3. Even at R4, you're going to have insurance that crop is protected during critical times of stress. With that, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Technical Service Rep Jared Roskamp, and he's going to talk about one of our products, Revitec.
Thanks, Marshall. As you said, timing is very critical in getting the most out of our fungicides, and that's why being too premature or doing this early before we get to that R3 stage, we don't get enough of those crucial soybean nodes covered to get the most out of our fungicides. By timing, when we see those baby pods in the upper nodes in that R3 or R4 time frame, is really what gets us the best return on our investment, because we're protecting those most crucial nodes needed for yield. So we have three fungicides that are available for soybeans. We have Preaxor, we have Veltima, and Revitec. Today I'm going to discuss Revitec because it's really our newest product on the market, and I think our most consistently performing product on the market. A lot of that's driven from the Revasol molecule. So we launched this new active ingredient in 2020, and it's been a very high performing and long lasting active ingredient that makes Revitec unique. It's got some great knockdown ability on things like frog eye that we see in soybeans here in the Missouri area, as well as pairing that with two other great active ingredients that you find in Preaxor. So we're making a 3-mode action product with Revitec that is extremely consistent in its performance. So as you look at some of our past trial data, you're going to note right here in our middle belt, we get about 6 bushels on the average per acre increase over an untreated acre. And so again, very consistent and a nice return on investment when you put a fungicide on. That's significant bushels. As you go north, you can see we don't necessarily see that response, and I think there's a lot to talk about the value of our geography with fungicides, because as we creep further south, not only do we typically get more diseases, but we also get more of those stressors that Marshall was talking about that causes more of those abortions of blooms and pods. One of the unique things that Revitec does is it reduces the stress on the plants and allows the plants to retain more of those pods and fill those seeds out. And so that's why I think as we move south, we see our regional data show that we actually see more bushels, and why I think fungicides in soybeans are a great value in my geography. As you can see in this hot summer day, I'm perspirating. Soybeans are under a lot of stress just the same. Adding Revitec to your field at this crucial R3 to R4 timing is really one way to help mitigate that and protect our bushels. We've done some things like NDVI imagery to look at greenness and healthiness of plants, and that would be what this is down here. Again, just another example of how to reduce that stress on your plant and finish out your year by protecting that investment of seed you put in the ground. Lastly, I'll take my Revitec product up against anything on the market today. You can see in our data set up here, we've stacked it against several of our competitors throughout the last 2 years, and we've performed very, very well. The consistency of this product with its 3 modes of action will provide you some of the best returns you can get of any option of fungicide you can use in your soybeans. So for more questions about Revitec, talk to your local BASF authorized retailer and order some for your next year's crop.